external hard drive, modem.
The sky
Stay strong, stay wise. Peace. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I have to get this off my chest before I forget about it. I just heard something on the news. Well, Bill O'Reilly, he was having this interview with this gentleman about proving the existence of God and everything. And someone used an analogy before that, you know, electricity. We can't see it, we can't physically touch it, even though there's lightning. This is coming from Fox News, you remember this. Electricity is there, we can't see it, we can't touch it, you know, we can't hear it, blah 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 blah, but we know it's still there, we can see its effects. Now they tried to use that in proving the existence of God, saying that you know, God, you can't feel it, you can't touch it, you can't see it, but you see its effects everywhere, the same thing. Now Bill O'Reilly had an interview last night where he tried to use the same analogy, but Bill O'Reilly's always stuck on the tides thing. For some reason he always tries to analyze the tides with God. Now he said, you know, the tides come in, the tides come out, you know, nobody can explain why, so that must prove the existence of God. And what? I just want to walk into that fucking studio and go up to Bill O'Reilly, because he uses this example all the time. I just want to go up to him. Are you a fucking idiot? Are you a moron? What holds you to this planet right now? Do you think God has a fucking hand coming up from the ground holding onto your feet every step you take so that you don't fly off the fucking planet into space? No, it's called gravity, you stupid idiot. And the moon has its own gravity, and when it circles the earth, that gravity is affecting the water levels and everything like that. So when the moon moves around, that gravity puts a force onto the water, which pushes it down and moves the existing water on the outside outward, which creates tides back and forth. Now there's a lot of things involving that, including the winds, solar winds, currents in the water, the temperature of the water, temperature of the air, the amount of atmosphere, the amount of clouds, the amount of all the other pollution, blah blah blah. There's a lot of things affecting that, but the main thing that affects the tides is the goddamn gravity from the fucking moon. And you're on fucking television saying that you can't, like, that all the scientists, like 98% of the scientists in the world are fucking liars, and they're all conspiracy theorists and using the government to get money so that they're paying for grants, and they just come up with these bogus stories just to get more grants and get more money, and that everything in science is a fucking lie, and God creates this and God does that and God does this and we all have to fucking bow to him, and if you don't you're going to fucking hell and blah blah. We're in the fucking 2011 and we still have people on fucking television splurting out this fucking garbage. Now I understand that some people are religious and everything like that, but you can be religious and still have a scientific understanding of the fucking universe we live in. Like, what kind of goddamn personal bubble do you have to live in to believe that God still runs everything on this fucking planet and that we're the center of the goddamn universe? It just annoys me to no end to hear this type of fucking bullshit being spewed on a channel that millions of people watch, and for some reason I still can't understand millions of people believe in. And it's fucking, it's garbage. It's pollution to the mind. It annoys me to no end. So I was sitting here doing my regular thing online, you know, applying for work and all this other stuff. It's nothing but fucking part-time jobs out there, man. It's driving me crazy. A lot of part-time jobs are all fucking for servers, or, you know, looking for second cooks, like important jobs, but they're only offering part-time. It's like, if I'm gonna take a second cook's position and put that much effort into my job, I'm gonna be working fucking full-time. I'm not gonna be going in part-time. You cannot be a second cook working part-time. You can't have a leadership role and work part-time. It's just, and they're all like that. But the one cool thing that I wanted to get at today, and the one thing that I never thought I would ever get to say, Einstein was wrong. Now let me say that again. Einstein, you know, E equals mc squared, energy equals mass times the speed of light squared, you know, that equation might be wrong. And I say might be, because they haven't really finalized the results yet. But the LHC collider, the Large Hadron Collider, yesterday, or last night, broke the speed of light barrier. They shot neutrinos, or they shot particles at each other near the speed of light, and when the particles hit each other and exploded, they set off neutrinos, which were recordedly surpassing the speed of light. Now neutrinos, of course, have no mass, so they're actually able to get to the speed of light. But you know, the basic laws of physics say that nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. Well, these neutrinos did. Now, one of the things that I always had difficulty grasping when it comes to relativity in regards to time and speed and light and all this other stuff is that, you know, say you're traveling near the speed of light and you're on a train, right? Now, when you're in this train, you are standing still, but you're still traveling at the speed of light. Now, if you were to take a baseball and throw it outside, then the ball would actually go faster, right? So if you threw it if you were inside the train, you threw it outside the train going forward, the ball would increase in speed and be going faster than the train, so you'd be even closer to the speed of light. However, the way the science has worked out right now is that if you were going the speed of light and you're on that train and you threw a ball, the ball wouldn't go any faster. The ball would stay at the speed of light. So when you threw the ball, nothing would happen. This is one of the things I always had difficulty trying to grasp how that actually works, but it works in regards to gravity and relativity, and you know, all the time relativity and shit like that. Because you know, the faster you go to the speed of light, the further ahead in time you travel, due to time being relative outside of your field and blah 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 blah. But they did it. They basically. It was basically just a fluke of luck that neutrinos happened to come out of this explosion from the particles, and that they recorded it. I still don't know how the fuck they're able to record this shit, because I mean, we can't even tell you what's on the fucking moon, but somehow they can record stuff traveling at the speed of light, which is like 680,000 miles per million or some shit like that per second. Yeah. It's still, they're having scientists from Europe and America and all around the world coming over to the LHC collider to verify the results and everything like that, because the whole scientific world is just in awe right now. They're in shock. Nobody wants to believe it, so they're having a whole team assemble right now. They're on their way there right now to verify the results, and if they're absolutely verified, then this is one thing I never thought I'd say in my lifetime, but we've broken the speed of light barrier. Like, that's just fucking ridiculous. Less than 100 years, we've completely turned our whole scientific field upside down. And we constantly do it in stages, which eventually evolve on one top of another, like quantum theory to string theory to M theory, you know, so on and so forth. You know, all these scientific theories evolve over time. But it's not very often that we get something that breaks most of those laws, and we have to rewrite everything. It would be like us finding right now the missing link, the human being, from ape to human. I mean, if we found that right now, that would basically rewrite most of the history books and shit like that, in regards to the time frame which was found and carbon dated and shit like that. So this is one of those moments right now. This is history being made right now. And we're like, if this is verified, they're literally going to have to rewrite every single science book on this planet. And it's happened overnight. And this is one of the things I love about science. Science is always changing and evolving and getting more and more in depth and shit like that. And I had an argument with somebody online today in one of the science channels, and it's basically saying that, you know, I just had a brain fart. Completely forgot where I was going with that. Science and evolution. Well, yeah, they're saying that, you know, oh, well, in our lifetime we'll never get to warp travel or shit like that, and that you know, we don't know how it's done and shit like that. I was like, no. We know how to do it. We know how to create warp bubbles. We know how to create graviton waves to push ships through space faster and faster, incredible speeds, and how to slow it down. We know how to do all this shit. The problem is, we don't have the technology to do it. It's very simple. We know how to make death rays. We know how to, like, blow up the sun. We know how to do all this shit, but we just don't have the technology to do it. And that's because of science fiction. Science fiction has allowed all these things to be contemplated and theorized, and equations being created and shit like that. We just don't have the means to actually do them. Which is a really fascinating time right now in evolution for human beings. Because technically right now we're getting ahead of ourselves. And we're waiting for technology. It's like Tolkien. You know, they always wanted to make Lord of the Rings into the movies, but they never did it because they didn't have the technology to do it right. They knew how they wanted to do it, but they couldn't do it because the technology wasn't there. And once technology caught up with the idea, then they were able to do the Lord of the Rings movies. It's the same thing with science. We already have the knowledge of how to do it, we just don't have the technology. So today is a very, very historical day for us in the scientific world. And Mr. Bill O'Reilly needs to get his fucking head screwed on right, because, you know, people like that are going to be left behind. If people don't start throwing away all this fucking bullshit and religion and shit like that and start looking at the world with logical eyes, you know, they can still keep their religion and everything like that, but I mean, science is science. Science is the world around us, it's the world we live in, it's what we see, it's what we hear, it's what we touch, it's what we taste. It's inescapable, and to deny that is to basically deny your own existence and live in this fucking fantasy world. So people need to start relying more on practicality than actual faith, and maybe as a human race we might be able to advance further and get beyond this little fucking time reprieve we seem to be in right now. We seem to be stuck in a lull, and you know, it's only a matter of time before we start getting past that, and I believe, you know, today might actually have a chance to help progress that a little bit. How's that? That was a lot to say. What's the time at? Oh, and the battery's dying. So, hope you guys had a good day. No calls today for jobs, but you know, I'm still applying for them on a fucking regular basis here. It's only a matter of time. So, I hope you guys had a good day. I appreciate you guys for all your well wishes and your support, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So, stay strong, stay wise, folks. Peace.